Hi, and welcome to the Australian Gamer Show. I'm Matt.
And I'm Yug.
Tonight we're pretty much going to be talking about some cool stuff from the Leipzig Games Con 2008.
How do you actually say it? Leipzig or Leipzig?
I believe it's Leipzig.
Okay, I always got confused with that, like the Leipzig tea satchel sort of thing.
Do you mean Leipzig?
No, I don't know. There used to be like these tea dipping things, and to make tea, right? And it used to be called Leipzig.
Leipzig. I think you're making that product up.
No, I'm not. I swear I'm not. But like that's why when I wrote that before, Lipsig. That's how I spelt it.
I still think you're thinking of Lemsip.
I don't think I am.
Okay.
You can't get inside my head, man. All right.
Thank
That's just
God
not how
for
it
that.
works. But yeah,
I reckon it's just full of boobies and drink. Boobies and alcohol.
Sounds good to me.
Anyway.
No, it just does. But yeah, okay. Leipzig.
Somewhere in Europe. There's quite a few things coming out of there. Mostly videos full of awesome.
Yay, that's what we like.
This is a podcast, so we can't really show you the videos. We could probably play you bits of the sound from the videos, but
guess
so
what?
Not cool.
We're going to explain them, because that's what we do.
We're going to tell you what happens.
We don't
in
actually
videos.
go anywhere. We just, we're actually too lazy to type this stuff on forums like the rest of you. So we just do this recording.
This is easier.
Yeah, this is it.
So click on this link I'm about to read out. www. No. If you want to check out the videos for yourself, and you do, go to either gametrailers.com or gamevideos.com. Both of them are pretty awesome.
Can I just say, I think this is the first time in quite a while where there's been something, and there's lots of things, Tokyo Game Show or E3 or stuff like that, where after an expo, you have actually gone to me. I'm like, dude, did you see anything good? Was there anything good excited you? And you're like, yes.
Yeah, there's
everything.
Been some really,
like just
really good videos.
You were excited. You're like a little schoolgirl sort of thing,
You know what it almost makes me think? It makes me think that a lot of people weren't quite ready for E3. Do you know what I mean? I wonder if that might be the case.
I kind of got that not so much they're not ready, but more we're not really interested in showcasing a lot of stuff at E3.
Maybe Gamescom is going to replace E3 to a degree, which surprises me because it's European and American stuff tends to be kind of American-centric.
Might also add that, I've never heard of it called Gamescom before. That's the first time I've ever heard of that.
I didn't think it was called... You know what? I think last year it was called the Leipzig Games Convention, and I think they've called it up for this year and called it Gamescom 2008.
Just in case there's anyone that's listening that doesn't know what this show, what it is, what is it?
It's Leipzig Games Convention.
No.
That's pretty much it. It's a games convention that's held in Leipzig, which I believe is in Germany.
Is it? And because sometimes I get a little bit confused. GDC is for game developers.
Yeah.
E3 is for publishers and things like that.
To my understanding,
the PAX is for consumers. What is Leipzig for?
To my understanding, Leipzig. It's largely retailers actually, and industry kind of people like that. But they also do have a consumer focus as well.
Right.
So it's pretty general. And it's also very media-based as well. So it's pretty much all of the above. I don't think it has a specific focus except, games. Games are cool by games.
Yep, fair enough.
I'm also not 100% sure who put it on. I know Microsoft, for example, have a yearly... Oh, I don't think they did it this year, but in the past they've had, games things in Europe as well.
They do.
But that's not this. I thought it was this at first, and then I saw how relatively little presence Microsoft actually had at this one, and how strong Sony's has been.
This was really interesting. This really fascinated me because we've written a bit of a list about the games which really stood out to us, and I noticed that there's maybe one or two crossover ones that are on both systems, but it's predominantly Sony.
And from
PC.
looking at that, there's a few Sony exclusives.
Yeah,
a few that are cross-platform, and a few PC.
Let's jump.
Let's jump straight into the big list, the Little Big List.
Okay, of course, you want to start with Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet gives me a giant boner. Well, I mean, giant for me. It's all relative. As big as it gets. Anyway.
Right. Okay.
I love it. I wanna have its babies. It's just so awesome, and every time I see new videos of it, it impresses me still further.
Yep.
Little Big Planet really promises to do a whole hell of a lot of good stuff for Sony in terms of being able to point and go, this is why you buy a PlayStation 3.
Do you know what? I just want to put this one out there. This might be on a slight tangent for a change.
Boy, that's new.
I know. But one
We're
thing
normally so focused.
One thing, and this might be skipping ahead slightly, but one thing I've kind of started to notice with a lot of the PlayStation, or Sony stuff in general, is the best games that are coming out on the Sony systems are the ones which are so radically different and innovative, and the ones that you think would actually have been made by an independent. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. But that's not just Sony, though. It's also other consoles.
Yeah, not so much the 360, though.
No, but we were also talking about...
I guess the reason I say that is because that is genuinely the last thing I expected Sony to ever bring to the table. The fact that I had a friend of mine today that he's got a PSP and he hasn't played it for a while.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, like
pretty common.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, look, maybe I should get back into it. What games should I play? I haven't played games for a while. And I said the standard ones. Well, do you like Final Fantasy? He's like, no, not really. Well, do you like the Grand Theft Auto games? I've played one. I've played two.
Yeah.
I've played enough of them. I'm like, oh, okay. I was racking my brains, and I'm like, well, Loco Roco is brilliant. Echo Chrome is great. I started thinking those are those kind of games on the PSP.
Yeah.
I expect those games on the DS, not the PSP. Do you know what I mean?
That really
surprises me that those are like the
Loco Roco was always a DS game that was on the wrong platform.
Yeah.
It always was a Nintendo kind of... The thing, if there's any one game that reminded me of more than anything, it's Pikmin.
Yep.
Yet it's on the PSP. But yeah, other games though, like Metal Gear Solid 4, the big titles and stuff, they are always...
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, Sony is always going to pander to their, the fan base and stuff like that, and that's fine, that's great, that's fantastic, as gamers we love it, but I'm just, anytime they do something innovative or have a product that comes out, like Little Big Planet, I'm always genuinely surprised.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to be surprised. I mean, Sony, since way back, even the design and development of the original PlayStation itself was quite innovative and different. Was actually just
Nintendo's original console.
Yeah, I don't know if people realise that, but it was actually originally an add-on for the Nintendo.
Not 60. Actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't an add-on.
It was an add-on for the SNES.
No.
Yes, it was.
Okay,
it was a hard drive add-on for the SNES, like the Mega CD was for the Saturn.
That's right, and they were in this development, Nintendo and Sony, and then Nintendo pulled the plug. And Sony turned around.
Nintendo actually announced that they were pulling the plug at a convention like E3 kind of thing. They announced it, but they didn't tell Sony beforehand, which is unbelievably rude.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't expect that from Nintendo.
No,
because they haven't done that recently, have they?
No.
But so they pulled the plug and Sony turned around. They were like, well, we've got this system now. Screw it.
And they also were able to go, let's free ourselves of the limitations that the console was going to put on us and go 32-bit and super duper hardcore and blah blah blah.
And the rest is
history. Ancient history. But even on that console, there was some innovative stuff. Jumping Flash. Lots of really interesting, cool kind of titles.
Is that the only one you can name, or
it's the only one
because I've actually never heard of that title.
Really?
Yeah, Jumping Flash.
Isn't
that a Whoopi Goldberg movie?
That's Jumping Jack Flash, but
it's close enough.
Nice try.
Yeah.
It was basically you played as a giant robot rabbit, and you basically leapt.
That was on the PlayStation 2. No, that was Viz Ribbon.
That was
or something.
Viv Ribbon.
Viv Ribbon.
And that's not the same game at all.
Okay, yep.
But in any case, there have been some. And I mean, the console, they went the Net Euros and all that kind of stuff. They had lots of interesting, innovative kind of stuff happening. But that's really off topic, and we were talking about Little Big Planet.
Good point. Let's get back to that.
Little Big Planet looks awesome. I want to buy it. Give.
Yes, I know. It gives you a tiny erection, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Basically, it should really sell a lot of PlayStation 3s, and it'll be really interesting to see. I mean, we were watching some. There's a video on game videos called Sackzilla, which is basically them making a giant Godzilla robot in the content creator and then running it through and making a little machinima kind of thing of Godzilla.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is frankly hilarious and awesome and so awesome that it's awesome.
Yeah. Now listen, I'm not quite as
Rabid.
rabid. I'm not. It doesn't give me a
schoolgirlish like me.
Yeah, look, it doesn't give me, an erection sort of thing.
Tiny
it
wood,
doesn't,
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't do that for me. Because I'm still looking at Little Big Planet, and I'm a little bit over the customized character. We've been looking at these videos of, hey, look at all the customization you can do. Look at all the freedom you have. Look, you can create anything you want. I've been looking at these goddamn videos for over a year now, right? And yes, that video was awesome. I laughed. I thought that's cute, that's funny, that's hilarious. I'm still not seeing
the game.
You know, like,
actually,
congratulations, Sony. You can make a stats program with Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I look for in a game.
Yeah.
Actually, that's why I didn't get that much into Grand Theft Auto 4. I mean, sure, it had story and graphics
but
and
could
stuff.
They do stats?
But how do you do a presentation with that?
I mean, really, I'm looking forward to actually taking it to work and being able to stand in front of like a whole bunch of, important suits and say, well, listen, I'd like to talk about this year's fiscal returns.
Yeah.
Let me just pull out the PlayStation 3. Okay, now here you have the character, right, that represents our company, and there's a cliff. All right. Now we're going to jump off. Oh, isn't that cute? Look at that.
Look at him fall.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, that's us.
Profits for this year, and he jumps on a little skateboard. It's a good way to break bad news.
Sure, yeah. Because you can't be angry when you're laughing.
No,
that's
true.
It?
Anyway, so moving on from that, I was reading a forum a little while ago where people were talking about Little Big Planet, and someone said, aside from the awesome content creator, is this anything other than a kind of ordinary 2D platform game? And got absolutely bagged out. People were like modding him
was
down.
Was this a
Sony
Sony forum or something?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it might have been like the Free Speech forum, the Sony blog, something like that.
Okay, all right, yeah.
But I did think, mod him down all you like, guys, but he has a point. What's the game going to be like? And while I am schoolgirlishly enthusiastic, I'm
noticed.
so schoolgirlishly enthusiastic that schoolgirls look at me and go, dude, you're a little too enthusiastic. Pretty
listen,
enthusiastic.
Matt, honestly, look, I love it when you bag yourself out, but you really need to just drop the I'm a schoolgirl, I listen to Avril Lavigne. You just need to, it's getting a little bit,
in any case,
I'm worried. I'm starting to get disturbed.
Be worried, that's fine. But in any case, while I'm looking forward to it, there is that seed of doubt as well.
Sure.
What will the game be like?
And I guess I'm not looking at it and going, oh, look, yeah, I'm not being anti-Sony or anything like that. I'm kind of sick of all these gameplay videos. I kind of want to... I'm just kind of wondering, is this it?
You know what? I actually saw... one thing that encouraged me was I saw a video that was just a guy playing a user-created level, or, a level they'd created.
Okay.
And it was very simple. You had these things called sponge that you got to pick up,
Sure.
which is these kind of yellow balls.
Yep.
And you were going... The level was scrolling up, but you had to fall down through the gaps, and in each gap was some sponge.
Okay.
Which sounds kind of... So basically you had to run back and forwards to get to the gap, which was very easy. And he said, obviously this is very easy, but you're supposed to do it with 4 people, and you can punch each other.
Ah, nice.
Now, so when you think about that, that sort of mechanism is really, really simple. Do you remember how much fun we used to have playing Mashed on that ice track?
Yes.
I think of that as similar. And if that kind of... if that's just one of the kinds of gameplay that you can have in this game...
Especially a 4-player multiplayer.
4-player multiplayer.
Or not cooperative
they
at all.
They call it co-opetition.
Co-opetition? Let's do that.
Yeah.
I guess it's just because I haven't seen the right videos, but I just haven't seen any videos of the... And don't get me wrong, because I think, you know what? Anyone that says, is it just a 2D platformer? Go play N+. I mean, for God's sake.
That's true. There is... Simple gameplay can be really effective. And I think even if it's not much more than awesome content creator and a 2D platformer, it looks absolutely fucking amazing, I think.
I think it looks pretty good.
No, I think it looks better than...
It's a sack, dude.
Yeah, but it looks like a sack. That's kind of my point. His texture and his detail, it's so good and so shiny and... I'm getting... Never mind.
It's a fucking sack.
Yeah, I know. But
it could even be a sack of shit. I mean, like, I'm just...
I wonder what's in them. I'd never thought of that now, but now I will. Anyway, so let's get on. Move on.
Look, let's talk about some of the other
It looks
games.
awesome. I want it. You don't care. Whatever. Move on.
That's not that I don't care. Anyway,
shut up. Move on.
Just saying.
Shut up.
I'm just saying.
I know you're saying, and you've been saying, and I'm trying to move on, but you're just saying.
You don't need to be abusive or anything. I'm just...
I'd like to point out also that Yug is kind of drunk.
Oh, don't say that.
People already knew because of the slurring. Besides, people like it when
I
you're
think I slur all the time. I'm not drunk.
You-
I'm actually beyond that. I'm on the I'm
downward slope.
I'm at
drunk.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm at the point of the night where I've started to realize how many drinks I actually had this afternoon.
Right.
And now I'm like at the point of the night where you start worrying about the next day is the point where you realize, oh no, I'm not drunk anymore. Right? Okay, good.
Right.
Anyway, look, other games that we saw that were interesting.
Gameplay video of Mirror's Edge.
That was cool.
Which is nice to actually see Mirror's Edge being played, though. The guy obviously knew where to go. And
now this
it looked cool. And
this is the thing. I want to see a gameplay video of someone playing Mirror's Edge that doesn't know the level.
Yeah, because he was just running through it. And it was good because you saw more and you saw cool moves and blah, blah, blah.
It feels like that, that guy or that kid or that person that's played that level so many times, they show it to you. Actually, I do it to other people. Call of Duty 4 is the one I do to, like, non-gamers.
Yeah.
I'll call, man, you've got to see this game. And I'll play that first level. And I've done that first level so many times, and I'll do it smoothly. I'll show them every single cool little action set piece and everything like that. That's what those demos of Mirror's Edge are. Yeah. That's that guy that's been playing that same level every 15 minutes at this convention non-stop. So, when we see some actual footage of people playing it, stopping for 15 seconds to look around and wonder, hold on, where the hell do I go? I want to know if it's going to feel just as fluid and smooth and quick and fast.
Well, not necessarily, but it'll still be nice to be in control. And my concern will be how linear the levels are. Like, we saw him take one path, but how many paths are there? Is that the only path?
Because that's what they do. They have red objects to say this is where you should go.
Yeah, like optimal paths or recommended paths.
But I'm just wondering, are the optimal paths the only paths?
Yeah.
Or
I suspect that it'll be kind of a variety. Some levels might have more options.
Right.
Some of them might kind of all taper down into one.
I did like the fact I noticed that you actually when you're doing continuous running, you speed up. The longer you're running for, sort of thing. I thought that was a cool thing.
Yeah.
But there were some cool moves. Like, I like that. It kind of bothers me a bit. I mean, you saw him, kick the shit out of a guard and then pick up his gun.
Yeah.
And at that point, and there was even a voiceover saying, "All right, there's a couple of guards ahead. You can either, avoid them or take them out." Well, what, can you pick up that gun and take them out? Because why wouldn't you run through the game with a gun?
Because how do you grab things when you've got a gun?
One-handed.
You saw what she was doing, right? Like leaping things and somersaulting and swinging.
Piece of cake.
Right. Do you want to do it? Do you want to show me how that's done?
No, there's no bars.
We're just going to take a quick break and just go out onto the balcony, and Guy's going to show me some free running.
I'm just saying. Look,
with a gun. We'll give him a stick. You can hold a stick in one hand.
Man, it's a video game, right? You can suspend disbelief. She could grab onto it while she's swinging. Then she shoots people in slow motion while there's doves flying out. That's what I'm talking about.
You want it to be Max Payne. It's not Max Payne.
I want it to be a John Woo movie.
Okay, whatever. So Mirror's Edge looks cool. Warhammer Online. This is one I particularly wanted to talk about because the trailer, the cinematic that's been released, is made out of just purified fucking awesome.
Right. That's difficult to get these days too.
Yeah, it's refined with and like studded with bits of epic.
Right.
It looks very, very cool. Have a look at that one, Warhammer Age of Reckoning. I'm pretty sure it's called. Yeah, Age of Reckoning. It does look really...
Warhammer Online, yeah.
It does look really good. Now, of course, that's just a cinematic. We don't know. The game could just blow goats. In fact, that could be the game. Quests. Just blowing goats. Blow 7 goats and return to me with a mouthful of... No, never mind.
I don't think it's going to be too long until we get an MMO that is just totally taking the piss out of other MMOs.
Awesome.
That's not a bad idea. And I don't mean even if, like, you've already got your heroes one. What is it? The superheroes one.
Yeah, City of Heroes.
Yeah, City of Heroes, and that's funny, but it's highbrow sort of funny.
Yeah.
I want a lowbrow MMO where you do go.
Where at least one of the quests is like kill 1,000 of these.
Yeah,
and you go, shit.
Yeah, or just like really lowbrow humor. Like all the females' armor is they don't have any or something like that.
I was watching it.
It's all see-through or something.
I was watching a video the other day of World of Warcraft. Did you see that?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, it was World of Warcraft, which is apparently a new release by Blizzard, which lets people play someone who's playing World of Warcraft.
Okay, right.
It's quite
right.
stupid.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
It amused me. Anyway, so that's really.
Well,
really
here's
good
the thing.
video.
I mean, any MMO these days, in order to compete, I mean, they are all competing with Blizzard's giant or World of Warcraft, right? They have to have an awesome cinematic because let's be honest, and we weren't going to mention this, but we also watched the trailer for Star Trek Online.
Yeah.
And you know what?
It didn't look great.
Nope. Like
no, the graphics looked good. They had set phases for stunning. But I watched. I'm not
You've
very
been waiting 20 years to say that, haven't you?
Yeah. And I'm not that into Star Trek, so I just got Borg. Do you like them? Anyone?
Warhammer Online cinematic is fantastic.
Yeah, the Warhammer Online cinematic was really impressive and you know really epic and biggie scope and action packed and blah blah blah. And it was very interesting to contrast that with the upcoming World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King cinematic.
Yep. Right, I didn't watch that because I don't care.
Which like I do. I'm
know
a
you
World of
do.
Warcraft nut and
I
blah
know.
blah blah. And
We
it
know.
was really really fucking boring.
Oh right, okay.
It's this guy, Arthurus, who's the main baddie. He's kind of from from Warcraft 3 and all those kind of stuff. And honestly, I don't like the lore and I don't care, but I know he's a badass. He did bad things and he's bad now.
Okay, yeah.
He's the Lich King of the title.
Okay, that makes sense, yep.
And it's basically him sitting on a throne.
Hold on, what's it? Sorry, Lich King? Lich King?
Lich.
Lich. Lich?
Lich. Lich.
What's a Lich?
A Lich is an undead creature who's made itself undead. Basically a wizard who's used dark powers to keep itself alive. If you want a definitive Lich, Voldemort is a really good example. Though he's never referred to as such, but
no. I just can't think of this self-zombifying zombie sort of thing. Like someone that's raised themselves from the dead.
No, he was never dead. He's kind of used dark magics to keep himself in a state of being neither dead nor alive, kind of undead.
How do you kill someone like that?
Poke them with a stick. No, usually they've got their soul in a separate thing, and you have to break that thing.
I was about to say there's probably
which is again Voldemort.
There's probably about 6 or 7 different methods. Just read the last 10 pages in any Harry Potter book.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like they've always got something called a phalanstery or something like that, which contains their soul. So you smash them. It's this weird word that's only ever used in... Yeah, it's one of those weird words that's only ever used in RPGs.
Stay away from my phalanstery. You know, I hope that doesn't come up in World of Warcraft. Not that I care, but anyway, you're saying. Anyway,
I was saying that it's basically an incredibly detailed and beautifully rendered video of him sitting there while his dad talks about how he'll one day be awesome when he grows up, and because there's all this backstory. He used to be a great goodie and now he's a great baddie.
Okay.
And and it's just basically 5 minutes of his dad talking about how he'll grow up and him slowly standing up and then breaking some ice.
Wow,
and then a dragon flies out.
That sounds,
which is pretty cool. The dragon's pretty cool.
Enthralling, man.
And then it shows an army, and that's kind of it. And I was bored senseless. I'm like, considering how absolutely amazing the World of Warcraft cinematic and the Burning Crusade cinematics were. Yeah, it's all CG. It's really good CG too.
Yeah.
But it's boring. The content is boring and it's too long and it's too drawn out.
I guess, I find it fascinating for you to actually tell me all this because at the end of the day, I know you're still going to buy it and play it.
Well, I mean, the cinematics in the original ones, in the earlier ones, were good, but that's not the game.
No, I know.
The games aren't the cinematics.
No, I know. But you're still going to play it.
Yeah, of course I
am. I can't stand this story. I can't stand this lore. But
you are so far from the fucking point right now.
What's the point?
The point is it's World of Warcraft and it's fun and I enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
The lore I don't understand because I didn't play all through Warcraft 1, 2, 3 and Reign of Fire or whatever it was called. Reign of Chaos thingy.
Okay, no, yeah, that was
Throne
yeah.
of the Frozen Throne.
The Throne of the Frozen Chaos.
Yeah, something like that. I didn't play all through them, and when I got to World of Warcraft, I kind of went, oh, look, some rabbits. I'll kill them.
Right.
Take their pelts, and that's pretty much it.
Do you ever think there'll be crossover in World of Warcraft? I mean, you think about it, like you've got the DC characters in the Marvel universe, or Marvel? No, Mortal Kombat universe. Yeah. You've got your Star Wars characters and your Soul Calibers. You've even got Kratos.
Can I stop you there and just say no? Yeah,
in everybody's golf.
No, it was Hot Shots.
Hot Shots Golf, sorry.
Hot Shots Golf, yeah, I know. That's the dumbest idea ever.
No way, man. If Kratos can be in Hot Shots Golf...
Kratos is also going to be in Little Big Planet.
What?
Yeah, as an exclusive pre-order from somewhere or other, you get Kratos, like a Kratos skin for your Sackboy, so you can run around going, I am Kratos.
All right, yeah, that is kind of cool. Are you sure that, you might get maybe a bit of... I don't know, I'm trying to think of other Blizzard... well, actually maybe a StarCraft character or two, just sort of thrown into that World of Warcraft world, or a playable character of some sort.
They were going to put StarCraft Ghost in there, but that got cancelled, so...
All right, okay, yeah.
No, that won't happen.
So anyway, I mean, getting back to the world of Warhammer, or Warhammer Online, sorry.
It'll be interesting to see more gameplay footage.
It'll be interesting to see more gameplay footage, and the thing is, I mean, it's an MMO, it's competing with Blizzard. It can't compete with Blizzard. No MMO can compete unless you have a kick-ass cinematic. And it does, and it has that in spades.
No, it's a start, but I don't think anyone's going to be really seriously sold on it. It's going to have to build volumes. It's going to have to build people.
Sure. I think the other thing that's interesting is, I mean, it is the Warhammer universe, and the Warhammer universe does have a lot of history behind it, a lot of fans. What it needs to do is the game needs to appeal to non-Warhammer players and people that don't know the Warhammer universe. And yeah, well, it's worth pointing out that an awful lot of the people who play World of Warcraft would not have any idea of the backstory. Sure.
I mean, how many people play now? 10 million? 10 million people did not play all the way through Warcraft 1 and 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But whatever, let's move on.
Okay, let's move on to other stuff. Loco Roco 2
has the most catchy music in the world. If you do listen to it, turn the volume down because it will get in your head.
I'm really pissed off because I listened to it and I'm like, man, that's not. No, you said that's the best music ever, and I'm like, I listened to it. I'm like, that's not the best music ever. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, dude, I got that music in my head.
He actually like started singing a little bit of it, and then went, damn it!
It was just horror in my eyes. I'm just like, no.
Anyway,
I don't want this.
It looks good. It looks really different to the original. There's all sorts of strange gameplay mechanics happening. I can't quite tell what's going on, but I'm sure I will, and I'm sure I'll love it. Loco Roco 2 is particularly interesting in that there's actually a new model of the PSP coming out. The PlayStation PSP 3000.
3000.
It's nothing like the upgrade.
It's the future.
Nothing like the upgrade that the PSP 2000 was from the original PSP. It's the same size. It's mostly a better screen. That's the main difference. But if there's anything that's probably worth pointing out in that context, it's that the PSP 2000, the PSP Slim, will be discounted in a lot of places. So it should be a good time to pick one of them up if you don't currently have a PSP. Why on earth
would you want a PSP 2000 when you could get the PSP 3000? I mean, 2000 is so last millennium, man.
Because it's pretty much the same thing. And it's easily good enough. But in
any
case,
it's less 1,000. I might well do
the same thing to me. Yeah, I know, it's 1,000 less.
Yeah.
It's in fact a third less.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. There's a 50% upgrade on the previous.
You forgot the fact that the new version has a microphone.
Does it? Built in?
Yep.
Okay, for Skype.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, the DS has a microphone, for games, but the PSP will have a microphone for Skype.
Yeah.
And will people use that?
No, probably not, but it's still cool.
All right, fair enough.
Other stuff, other stuff includes Heavy Rain.
Heavy
Rain!
Rain!
Saw a gameplay video of. Heavy Rain was really impressive about a year and a half ago when there was some...
No, I want to talk about this, because Heavy Rain, that gave me, back when I saw there was a tech demo shown of it. I believe I think it was E3 last year. Or maybe even been the year before. It was ages ago.
It was ages ago.
Now, Heavy Rain is made by a company called Quantic Dreams, and they did another game previously called
Indigo Studios?
No, they did a game called Fahrenheit. In Australia, it was called Fahrenheit. in America it was called Indigo Prophecy.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of weird,
That's
because
what I was
Fahrenheit is an American term of
rename
measurement.
it to
so
an irrelevant thing here.
yeah, good job, marketing team. But anyway, that game,
Celsius.
I played it, and I thought it was fantastic. The narrative was really different to anything I'd played before. I just thought it was brilliant, and I loved it. It was also one of the first games that ever introduced me to QuickTime events, and I didn't like that in the game. But anyway, and so when I saw the tech demo that they did a couple of years ago, all it was an audition process of this chick, and it was awesome.
It was so detailed and
very
so
detailed
emotive.
and nuanced as well.
Yeah,
The movements
really
of the
subtle,
character,
really.
it's like gave a really good impression of their...
It did, however, bring a lot of discussion of something called the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
In that her eyes were just that little bit dead and like zombie-ish, and it was interesting in that context.
Yeah, no, true. But I still thought it was very good, and I had very high hopes until I saw
the gameplay trailer.
The gameplay trailer, and two things really that I really picked up on that really just made me go all flaccid.
Yeah.
And the first one was the level itself and the actual character movements, and the design just felt very generic.
It felt very like they've seen Silent Hill before.
Yeah, it was just
or
very...
Resident Evil. It just, to me, it just looked survival horror generic.
Yeah, and I don't understand how they could have gone from let us showcase how much detail we put into our characters to here, let us show you how generic we can possibly make our gameplay world. And the second thing that really pissed me off is what they decided to show off was the QuickTime events.
Very, very, very long series. Like, it's alright if you've got something like God of War and you go fight, boss, or quick time event to kill it. Yeah, that's fine. That's alright.
The other thing is God of War is an action game.
Exactly.
That's what kind of this.
But it seemed like, in actual fact, the only actual action we saw, was QuickTime.
And don't get me wrong, in their last game, the big action sequence were all QuickTime events, and it pissed me off. I didn't like it, and I didn't like it because when you're using QuickTime events, it's usually when there's something awesome happening. And you can't watch that awesome thing that's happening because you're trying to click the fucking button, you know? And although it seems...
So it's basically their way of cheating in a cinematic.
Yeah, look, it seems their system is a little bit more intuitive now. It's not these big buttons over the top of the screen. Press this. It's more,
there's like a knife, and the knife's got a circle on it.
Yeah, the knife's got a circle, and I think it looks like it's actually the direction that the actual action is happening is where you go push the button. Because I always got a little bit confused. I mean, after playing the Xbox 360 for so long, and then coming back to a PlayStation controller,
it does take X again.
It takes you a little bit of an adjustment.
I have the opposite problem. Like when I go to the 360 controller, people are like,
B, Y,
press
X.
B, and I'll go, what the fuck's a B?
Yeah,
Is that the triangle? But
look, I was just...
No,
is it the triangle? No, it's not. I was really disappointed. I'm upset about this. I want to do something.
It still has a chance to redeem itself.
Of course it does. I mean, we've only... This is one tiny little 2-minute thing. But you know what? This early in the game, it's all about the little stuff that we see right now.
Yeah, exactly. So
they should not be showing it.
Foot forward situation, and they have. If that's their best foot, then we're horrified. So
I'm not horrified, just really disappointed, and almost lost interest.
Yeah.
Until I see something else from them. That just really upsets me anyway. But
considering
let's
the
move on.
emotion and intensity and nuance of that early video, to see it reduced to that is really unfortunate.
And the promise of Fahrenheit, because it was just such a... It felt like it was on the cusp of being brilliant.
Yeah.
But as it was, the last third just turned into the X-Files movie.
Yeah.
Not the original, the new one, which was fucking boring.
Right. Anyway, what else is there? Need for Speed Underground we saw a video of.
No, it's not Underground. It's
Undercover.
You know, because that's different.
It looks like a movie, but unfortunately it looks like The Fast and the Furious. And in fact, to me, it looks like an unbelievably shithouse movie.
Did you also know that not only is Vin Diesel in the new Fast and the Furious, the next one, but so is Paul Walker from the first one. And Vin Diesel is directing a 20-minute short feature, a prequel to the new movie, featuring a couple of the characters from the previous 3 Fast and the Furious movies.
Oh,
That's all I got there.
okay.
I had nothing else to add there.
That's thrilling, but
Yeah.
in any case,
I just
the Need
used
for
this
Speed
trivia.
Underground trailer looks like a movie trailer. In fact, it's mostly movie footage, either that or it's the best CG I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
A lot
I'm
of
with
it's
you.
just
Sure.
movie footage. Some of the car stuff does look like it might be gameplay footage, and if like car footage, but in a more cinematic sort of angle than actual gameplay. And if it is, it does actually look really impressive.
I think we may have actually really picked up a bit of interest in car games in the last couple of months. Grid and Midnight Club and the Need for Speed sort of
There's
thing.
been a couple of really particularly good ones. So whether Need for Speed because we played a fair bit. If you listened to the last podcast, you would have heard us talking about Midnight Club LA. If I don't see Need for Speed Undercover being anywhere near as good as that in terms of gameplay and overall fun.
Very different games as well. This one,
Yeah.
you're undercover.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a bit more story driven, and how much Midnight Club LA is, I'm not sure, but.
Well, yeah, look, it's story driven, and I'm fine with that. You know what? I welcome the return of full motion video.
Yeah.
Bring it on. Give me Red Alert 3. Did you? Did you see the cast list in Red Alert 3?
No. I do remember hearing someone particular in it.
Tim Curry.
There was a chick. Really
the
hot
porn
chick.
star, Jenna McCarthy.
No.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Fine, but that's not who I'm thinking of.
Jenna McCarthy, Tim Curry. There are a few others that were really good. And I'm like, yeah. I'm sorry, I always loved the cinematics in the Command and Conquer series.
Yeah, they were fun.
And I was very disappointed when I think Generals was the first one that didn't have FMV anymore.
Yeah.
I hope that if there's enough games that come back with FMV, they'll bring back the Tex Murphy series. But that's a tiny little glimmer on the horizon.
No one cares.
I care, man.
No one except you cares.
I care.
I know you care. You just said you care. I said no one but you cares, and you said you care.
No, there are others.
When you say
And we
you
have-
care, I know that
No,
means you do.
There's others, and we'll form a secret society, and
Please.
we will bring back the Tex.
What's the benefit of having a secret society? It's a hard way to protest.
We'll stay in secret, but the things that we do will
I
be
see.
publicly
Anonymous.
like a Project Mayhem sort of thing.
Right, gotcha.
Got it.
The only other thing that I wanted to talk about that's come out of two actually. One video that we failed to mention, Mad World.
Oh yeah.
Mad World looks absolutely awesome. I've never seen anything about it before. I'd heard a lot about it, and I somehow have missed any videos.
Yeah, look.
Now I'm interested.
Yeah, look.
It's the only game on the Wii that I'm at all interested.
And it's a violent game on the Wii. Mad World, nothing to do with like Donnie Darko or anything like that. Think more Sin City.
Yeah,
it's
very
it's all black and white, very
stylized.
stylized. Now, I actually was watching the trailer, and to me, and Matt disagrees, but
Yeah,
I thought
thoroughly.
it reminded me very much of there was a game that came out a while ago called 13 or
XIII.
XIII. And it reminded me of that just because it was that game was vector stylized, had a lot of comic book elements, like when you hit someone, it
No,
went
I can
bam and
see
biff.
I can see that, but to me it's not the only thing that's done that. And in terms of its graphic style and look, it to me wasn't much like that at all. But in any case, you said it reminded you of that. That's
It
a
does.
subjective thing, and
That's right.
I can't criticise
But
that. It just didn't remind me of that. So let's
No.
move on. The only other thing aside from that is that the PS3 is getting a wireless keyboard, a little keyboard add-on, much like the one for the Xbox 360, only it latches above the controller.
I didn't even know there was one for the Xbox 360.
There is. There's a little one that clips on underneath, on the bottom.
I didn't know that.
A little keyboard.
No, I know. I'm saying I didn't know that.
I'm really
That's why
surprised by that. Anyway, there's one coming for the PS3. Now, what's particularly interesting about it, apart from the fact that it's wireless, and I believe will work without a controller,
Right.
but
right.
I'm not sure,
Sure.
is the fact that aside from it having a keyboard which you can type on, which is neat,
That
'cause it's
tends
a
to
pain
be
in
what
the
you
arse.
do with keyboards. Sure.
Pain in the
yep.
arse entering like
Website
URLs and
URLs.
stuff like that, or writing messages to people. Is that the keys are also touch sensitive, meaning the whole the keypad can be used as a touchpad. So you can use it like a trackpad, like on a laptop. You can use the keypad.
So do you
as
have
a
to
trackpad.
switch from one mode to the other?
I don't believe so, but you might have to.
How would that work? If you don't
Dude, have I
believe so?
used it?
I don't know. Then how do you not believe so?
because that
You're
would
making
make
assumptions.
Yes. I'm making assumptions because
they're
that would
wrong.
be retarded. They may be wrong.
Yes.
I've been wrong before.
Constantly.
Once I said your mother wasn't a whore. Turned out I was wrong.
Right.
Anyway.
That's right. Hey, look, Mum's fair game. That's fine. You know, I'm okay with that.
Yep.
I can work through that.
Yes. Cool. So I don't know. It could well be that you have to switch modes. There's going to be some changes that are made. There's some cross-media buttons and stuff being added. Blah 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 to integrate it. It'll be out the end of November in Japan.
Can you buy an Xbox 360 keyboard out right now?
Yeah.
Can I go down to the store and buy one?
Not now because it's like
no, I know, but like
morning.
in general.
In general, yeah. Absolutely.
I didn't know
I'm
that.
pretty sure they've been out for ages.
I didn't know. Okay, all right, fair enough.
They just clip on underneath and they like fill.
No,
in
I
the
get.
bottom.
I just okay, all right. Anyway, hey, look, we've run way over time, so yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah, we've just been blathering on.
So go and have a look at game trailers and blah blah blah. I don't know why you listen to us for info because we just talk shit.
Yeah, look, we're not actually telling you anything that you wouldn't know if you'd already watched all these trailers.
basically, I would have turned off this podcast about half an hour ago and just gone to game trailers.
We're just regurgitating information that anyone can see
and
with no exclusives whatsoever.
Almost entirely likely to be wrong.
A good majority.
And or subjective.
Yeah, or making wrong assumptions.
Yeah, wrong assumptions.
About a lot of things.
Yes. All right, so let's go. Let's go now.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and don't forget to tune in next week, because if you forget, then, you can just download it later, so that's fine.
See you guys.